And continue to move forward. Right now, we have Karla Ballard coming to the stage. Thank you so much, Ms. Ballard.
Oh my goodness, how is everyone? Let's just take a big stretch. Just lift our hands up. And to all those online, I know if you're staring into the screen, sometimes it's so good just to husa. So good to be here with all of you. I'm Karla Ballard. I am president and CEO of a company called Ying, and also the former vice presidential candidate on the independent ticket, serving alongside my brother Brock Pierce. It is so awesome to be here with you guys. And I have a note I want to share. You know, when you're about ready to speak and you kind of ask for what is that guiding voice, what is that message? One of the things that I think we've all journeyed through recently is some moments in time that we've never ever thought that we could imagine happened. And not only to us as individuals, but to the entire globe. And so I'm here to talk about something that I think is so key and important that we don't leave with. So I wrote some notes, and if you see me looking at the phone, it's only because I really want to share the message that came through. Is that all right with everyone? Aho. Did you hear that? I did. She's telling us it's time. And you say time for what? Time for us to awake to the truth that we are inhabiting a sphere of minerals, liquid, hydrogen, oxygen together. There must be a reason we're all on this globe. Standing, breathing, and inhabiting this reality as one energetic force. Could it be we may have some connection? Could it be we are all walking around with some type of similar mission that we have a yet to awaken to? In the meantime, we are being programmed to stay divided by the media and well-meaning personalities that take up most of the oxygen on the airwaves, calling us to focus on each other's deficits versus assets. Those of us that dare to create something radically different for ourselves in 7 generations from now must begin to initiate the pivot. My DNA consists of a myriad of cultures, starting from Africa, Europe, and my indigenous roots here on Turtle Island. From my Shawnee and Cherokee nations, the over 2,000 grandparents that connected to create who I am today come from India, the Netherlands, Virginia, and Nigeria. In the essence of my being, I know all lives matter. It's just now we have some lives, our sisters and brothers, that are being brutally discriminated against by some relatives who are still spewing hate and cancerous colonization tactics. That no longer works in this time that we exist in. We've witnessed over 600,000 deaths over the last year and a half. And so I stand before those that lost their loved ones and send you the warmest hug imaginable. This has not been easy for many. But there are millions more who might have fallen into shock and depression from the isolation. And I say sawabono. I see you. Now's our time to build a more connected culture than ever before, understanding that we have more in common than we have dividing us. And I believe it's our time to build a more empathetic society, both in our homes and in our communities. So Keith, I know you're not here right now, but I appreciate during yoga and meditation, he brought up empathy. Empathy is necessary. When we begin to build a more empathetic society, we will begin to see the world through others' eyes and their lens and their experience and their past and their history. To be truly empathetic and understand another person's perspective, feelings, and motivations, you have to be curious. Be curious about that person. 86% of the workforce in a recent study has been noted as a way, literally 86% of employees are disengaged right now. 86%, costing our country $450 billion annually across the globe. With just a bit more empathy in our policies, in our workplaces, we can begin to see an increase in productivity. One study showed that 20% increase in profit tied to having an empathetic workforce. That's saying something. It means empathy yields results. We can do this in our homes, in our neighborhoods, and our political systems. And I urge you to begin to ask the question, how will you work to build empathy in your lives? What will you do to begin to retrain your thinking from a deficit to more of an asset framing look of the world, where we actually care for each other, where we actually care? On this Independence Day, let us recognize the interdependence it took for us to achieve society we have today. Think of our relatives that this land was taken from, those that were forced to build to resurrect the monuments and farmlands in which we nourish ourselves, but also think about the pioneers who, despite their colonizing past, paved the way to save millions from various diseases. Mitakuye Oyasin. We are all relatives. If we want to stay the course of lighting the way for the world to emulate, what we must become is a more empathetic global leader. And we have all it takes to make this happen. We have a very complicated history, but most importantly, we are creatives. We are pioneers. We are entrepreneurs. We are innovators, and we are caregivers, and we guys are family. And it gets messy, and we're not perfect, but we, at the end of the day, are family. I leave you with this. The mission of Free and Equal that Christina so incredibly orchestrated and has laid before us is the foundation, and my brother Christopher Life that will be coming up soon, sharing his amazing platform. That's the foundation for an independent leader such as myself and others to share the voice of hope we have for this country. It doesn't have to be all zoom, boom and gloom. That doesn't have to be the way. Yes, it was messy, but we're here now. And you are my family, and I love you without condition. So, retrain your mind to focus on what's right about a situation, not what's wrong. See through the other's life. Dr. Paul Campbell discusses this idea of cultural residency. We have to learn from the other. Build connections that may not feel comfortable. You're going to get uncomfortable. And it's okay. You're going to be uncomfortable, and it's okay. We desperately need your love. And the world will give it back tenfold. I want to say thank you to the many sponsors that helped to bring this to pass, and to the countless vendors What a gift you've given us in nourishing us, and the food has been delicious. We will soon realize the absolute glory of connection once we wake up from our divisive slumber and into an abundance of the united superpowers we all possess, and celebrate soon Interdependence Day with all the bliss and glory that comes along with it. I have to say something to you guys, because I met two individuals separate. One was at the Chevron, and this is Skate America, and one was at that wonderful, nourishing, healthy food market, and I can't remember the name. But the young man that I went to go get something at the gas station, and he was amazing. He said, "Oh, you're coming in from town?" I said, "From Philadelphia." I came in from Philly, and he started talking to me. He said, "Oh, are you speaking at something?" And I said, "It's the United We Stand Festival." And he's like, "Are they raising money for the skate park?" And I said, "They are. I heard of that." He opened up his heart and shared so much about what the skate park meant. He's like, "It's way more than what people think. We go there, we have fun, but we commune there. We didn't have hardly anything in our town. And we connected eye to eye, and it was like he didn't stop talking about it. It's more than a skate park that we're supporting. We're supporting your spirit. We're supporting your community, and it feels so good." So I just want to shout out that you are loved. I've got you. I'm writing a check, and I'm so appreciative of us being here. So thank you, Christina, for creating this space.